OFM Sport.
I just wondered, are you expecting similar surfaces to what you found in Pakistan, or maybe a little less spin-friendly than certainly Lahore? And I wonder what that does to the dynamic of the bowlers' meetings, because the spinners do most of the talking, in other words.
No, actually, the spinners do the least talking, regardless of the conditions. But yeah, I don't think it will be as spin friendly as we experienced in Pakistan. I think it will be good wickets that will deteriorate, as the game goes on. So probably more of your traditional test wickets from what we see.
Thanks, Talford. Who would like to?
Can I grab another, Lucy?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Thanks very much. Keshav, we heard from Shukri and Tony that being in Pakistan was a bit tough because you couldn't get out of the hotel. Tony wasn't moaning; it actually helped him focus, I think. I wonder, is India different? Are you hopeful of getting out a bit more than you did in Pakistan?
Yeah, we are fortunate to be able to get out the hotel. We've only got here 2 days ago, so we haven't really ventured out. And there's a lot of media and camera things and training in between. So I'm sure when the guys get an opportunity, they will definitely venture out, whether it's to a coffee shop in the morning or something. They will get out.
Thanks, Talford. Stu, then for those.
Yes, Lucy. Hello, Keshav. Just on playing in India, South Africa historically has a very good record there, but just in the last 15 years, it's gone the other way. I don't think the Proteas have won a test there since 2010. And you experienced that 2019 tour there. I wondered, from your guys' perspective, what do you look at that you feel you need to change in order to be better in India and to win a test there for the first time in 15 years?
Yeah, I think firstly there's a real hunger and desire within the camp to obviously beat India. And India, it's probably one of the toughest tours, if not the toughest tour in the Proteas calendar, through various generations that has come. And, some people have been fortunate enough to cross that hurdle. But we as a unit, we feel like it's one of our biggest tests. And it will be a wonderful opportunity to grade ourselves, to see how far we've come. Slowly but surely, we started to conquer the sub in other conditions, other parts of the subcontinent. And I feel like this is one assignment that we really, really want to tick. But I think the guys are just focusing on doing the basics really well, making sure that the intensities at which we operate at are up, regardless of where the toss goes. And I think carrying a bit of momentum from Pakistan in that second test, we showed that, regardless of the toss, we're still going to fight and try force the result in our way. But I think there's a real preciseness about how we've gone about our business throughout this cycle so far, and in the previous cycle in the sub. So, just focusing on those things and focusing on the skills that we do really well as a unit. I think partnerships have been a big one for us, whether it be bowling or batting partnerships, it's important. But also to see the characters whenever someone needs to put their hand up, it's shared amongst the group wholeheartedly. So that's encouraging for us.
Great, thanks, Stu, for those. Senza here.
How's it, Kesh? Kesh, obviously South Africa are a very different side to the ones that went there in 2015 and 2019. But I think, as we saw sort of last year, India also quite a different side. Do you feel they've changed kind of, obviously personnel terms, but in terms of how they want to use home conditions? Like, have you got a sense that maybe it's not going to be like we saw the last two tours, which were quite heavily kind of prepared in their favour?
Yeah, very much so. I think if you watched a bit of the West Indies series now that India played against West Indies at home, it was good wickets that went, almost to day 4 and 5. So I do believe that the sort of narrative is changing. In terms of getting wickets, and you want to give yourself the best chance when you're at home to play against conditions. So maybe the conditions are felt that we play on good cricket wickets and let the game deteriorate as it goes on. They're a wonderful team, and they've come a long way, especially with the new transition that they have. So yeah, I would think that they want to go with good cricket wickets, just judging from the previous series against West Indies.
So here.
Kesh, Graham Swan once said before a test series in India that it's not, if you expect me to win the test series here, you're expecting miracles. So how much do the batters actually play a role in India in terms of setting those first innings totals, especially to bring you guys into the game later on? Because I mean, you can take 9 wickets, but if they score 600, then it's a problem.
Yeah, very much. I think, well, wickets and runs are two crucial elements towards a team's victory. And, as a spinner, if we're bowling on in the fourth innings to win a test match, you obviously want a bit of a buffer. So runs are crucial. But I think, like I said, the batting lineup has come a long way. Our hundreds are very shared amongst each other, which is important because, at any given time, someone stands up and really takes that responsibility. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, our batters have done really, really well in subcontinental conditions over the last 2 years, and hopefully they carry that momentum. Sometimes a 60 in the sub is worth like sort of 150 in other conditions, but I think taking that sole responsibility is something that they've really embraced, and it's starting to show from a results point of view.
So can I just follow up on that? And Timber obviously played the SAA game the other day, and he got a bit of runs, and I mean they chased 400. What's the intel coming back from them? I mean, it's basically was an India test attack that they faced in terms of the conditions, in terms of the likes of Siraj, and what has Timber basically said since he's been there for a couple of weeks now?
Yeah, obviously he's given insights. He said not to look too much into conditions because it's not realistic to what we'd get here in Kolkata. But there's a lot of positives that the guys can take off. Obviously, the plans of bowlers from their attack that played in that India A side. There's a lot of plans that one can sort of take out and try combat with that. But also the way some of their batters played. It's good intel to have and rely on the experiences that he had during that game.
Awesome, thanks, Zahir. I just want to check if there are any further questions. Firdaus, go ahead.
It's just in terms of, I know you weren't in Pakistan the whole time, but like you guys have been there for however long, and now you've been in India for some time and not playing a lot of international cricket at home. What's the general feel around the group? I mean, you're playing tough cricket away from home. How do you motivate yourselves? What do you guys do when you can leave the hotel? That sort of thing.
Look, I think it's more sort of a takeaway from sitting in your room the whole time. So, guys go and have coffee. Coffee is a big culture amongst our team. So, avocado toast and just change up from a breakfast. The monotony of stuff sometimes does get to you. So just a bit of change up, a change of scenery. There's always cricket chats happening, which is encouraging. It's something that we probably didn't do too much, previously, where now all the youngsters, all the senior guys sit together, we chat cricket, we chat fun, and just bring that sort of good energy towards each other. Yeah, look, even in Pakistan, even though we went out, we went to restaurants, had dinner together. So, yeah, I think it's more the change of scenery that guys want. Yeah.
Thanks, Firdaus. Sim, then we'll take another one from Zahir.
How's it, Kesh? How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Just listening to you talk, it sounds like it's not going to happen again. But I just wanted to know from a personal perspective, how sort of having three spinners in a match sort of changed your dynamic in a typical match.
Yeah, look, it's always nice to have the luxury of that. For me, I'm not too bothered about it. I just want to bowl. I just want the ball. I always ask the captain, regardless of the situation, I want the ball because I just want to bowl. I love bowling. So, yeah, it doesn't I don't think about it too much. I'm just there to do my job and, try to do it to the best of my ability.
Thanks, Sim. Zahir?
Yes, when you arrived in India for the first time, there was quite a lot made about your heritage, obviously, and where you come from. And I mean, going back to India now again for such a big Test series, World Test Champions, and playing at Eden Gardens in particular, just what does that mean to you, and particularly where you come from and your family and your people, basically?
Yeah, India is always a special place in my heart. It's obviously the land of my forefathers. So it feels like sort of nostalgic returning here. But in terms of playing here, it's always an exciting culture to be a part of. To play at Eden Gardens is probably one of the 3 bucket list venues that you want to play up as an up and coming cricketer in Lords, MCG, and Eden Gardens. Fans are on a different level here. So you've got to embrace that. It's a privilege to be a part of something so special and play on a ground that has so much ethos and history behind it. So yeah, looking forward to that. And like I said, looking forward to do it in the land of my forefathers.
Great, thanks, Sahir. If there are no further questions, then we'll look to conclude the media op. There we go, for those. We'll have one last one from yourself.
Sorry, just one more. Kesh, obviously there are only a few seamers there, and we've got a very spin-heavy squad that you with there. Does that change your role, not just in team discussions, but on the field, or how you see yourself? Like, you will probably bowl a lot more overs, even though you always bowl a lot. But like, how does that change anything for you, if anything?
It doesn't really change too much. I always try and add value where I can, whether it be whilst bowling or plans and stuff. I have a really good relationship with KG, so we feed off each other, even though we do two different skills. But we just see things from the side that we sort of understand each other and what we're about. We actually, KG and I sat for coffee and lunch yesterday and had one of probably the better cricket chats that we've had in a long time. So yeah, I think my role doesn't change. Doesn't affect me too much. I'm always trying to add value, help the captain wherever I can, help whichever players keep the buzz and energy going on the field.